Hi there, this is Gloria Heck with RE/MAX Direct, and today we're going to be talking about 10 tips in case you're thinking about moving to Florida. So hang on. If you're thinking about moving to Florida, it's important to have a plan. So I'm going to be giving you some tips on what you need to do to prepare. So tip number 1, there are a lot of people who retire to Florida. So as you fantasize about returning to the South, there are already 1,000 people who have packed their bags and are on their way to paradise. So expect to see others with the same idea in mind. There are already 4.3 million residents in Florida who are 65 years or older. That's over 20% of the population. Depending upon what area in Florida you move, you'll be surrounded by a lot of seniors. There are all types of senior housing options, volunteer opportunities, early bird dining specials, and plenty of discounts for seniors. So here's tip number 2. It's not always sunny in Florida. If you visited here for vacation or for short periods of time, you won't have a realistic experience of what the weather is like here. First off, it rains quite often, and thunderstorms are intense and frequent. Florida is also a major target for hurricanes. Many snowbirds make a point to not be in Florida from June through November, which is considered hurricane season. But aside from the stormy weather, we do have plenty of sunshine and warm tropical weather. Tip number 3. You'll save big on taxes. Florida is one of the most tax-friendly states as we have no state income tax. We have no state taxes on Social Security benefits, pensions, IRAs, 401ks, and other retirement income. Plus, we have no inheritance tax or estate tax. In order to take advantage of these tax savings, you'll need to claim Florida as your primary residence and prove that you spend more than half of the year or 183 days in Florida. Here are some ways that you can prove that you in fact have residency here. Number 1, you can change your driver's license and your car registration. You could register to vote in Florida. And if you receive a jury summons, perform your civic duty. You can apply for a library card, establish relationships with healthcare providers in your new location, open an account at a local bank, and be sure to keep receipts from your ATM withdrawals. Shopping locally is also a good idea. State tax auditors sometimes review credit card records to determine where you were during the year. You file a declaration of domicile with your local county court. Tip number 4. There's not a lot of properties for sale here. You can find a gorgeous waterfront home starting at $1 million, but the median sale price of a single family home in Florida is $345,000. which is up 24.3 year over year, according to the Florida Board of Realtors research. But still, Florida homes are affordable compared to the median price of $374,900 for the United States. Florida, like elsewhere in the country, is low on inventory. In this seller's market, with about 1.5 months of current inventory, it's an all-time low. So there's not a lot of property for sale. Tip number 5, you're going to need insurance and expect to pay more for insurance in Florida, starting with your auto and homeowners insurance. Along with paying a higher deductible for hurricane damage, it's important to get a home inspection when purchasing, and make sure you also get a wind mitigation report to gauge insurability and to receive discounts for things like hurricane shutters or impact windows. If you are in a flood zone, you will need coverage to get flood insurance. Be sure to shop around for insurance. The Florida Office of Insurance Regulation has a great rate comparison tool that provides premium estimates from insurers in your county. So make sure to check that out. Among the insurers listed on the comparison tool are Citizens Property Insurance Corporation, which is a nonprofit created by the Florida legislature to provide insurance to property owners who can't find coverage from private insurers. Tip number 6, Florida has bugs and other pests. Mosquitoes are common with this tropical climate, and it's always a good idea to have a regular pest control maintenance plan for your home. However, there are also termites that could take a bite out of your wallet if your home is made of wood. Most of the newer houses are now built as concrete block structures, but if you do have an issue with termites, it could cost you up to $5,000 to treat the problem. Therefore, it's recommended that you have a termite inspection when purchasing your new home. In some areas, there are rats, possums, rabbits, coyotes, and even panthers. There are also plenty of snakes, including Burmese pythons that are not native to the area, but plentiful at the Everglades National Park and slipping into residential areas from time to time. Additionally, Florida is home to over 1.25 million alligators that can be found in the Everglades, most of all, but also sometimes in community pools, golf courses, actually community lakes more than community pools. Tip number 7, not everybody lives near the beach. Well, there's 1,100 miles of coastline in Florida. Not everybody lives near the beach. A great example of this is Orlando, which is an hour from the beach. You'll find many attractions, theme parks, and things like that, but everywhere is different and not everything is near the beach. East Coast is different, West Coast is different, East Coast of Florida, West Coast of Florida, North Florida, South Florida, they all have their own different vibe. So if you're thinking about moving, you should really check out to see which vibe works best for you. Tip number 8, Florida's tourists can sometimes slow you down. Ever since you were a munchkin, you knew that Florida is a tourist destination. They have, of course, Walt Disney World, which is the most famous place in Florida as far as tourist attractions, but there are so many crowds here, and you may get annoyed by them. Prior to COVID, there were 131 million tourists that visited Florida in 2019. Since 2020, there's been over 100 million visitors. They visit the theme parks, beaches, Everglades National Park. The busiest times are between December and April. And that's when you're going to see all the snowbirds that are coming into town, which create traffic galore. You're also going to see a crowd of people that come during the summer to vacation here in the beautiful beaches of Florida. So for the most part, there's going to be people around here year-round. Tip number 9. Florida sunshine is not always good for your skin. I remember when I was a youngster, I would go to the beach and I would slather on baby oil all over my skin and soak up the rays in hopes of getting an even better tan. But we all know better now that the sun can not only cause skin cancer, but it can create premature aging, wrinkles, sunspots, and give your skin a leathery texture. Now, it's important to avoid the sun during peak hours of 10 to 4 p.m. when we know it's the strongest. We also know that we need to put sunscreen on our face and our body. When you plan to go to the beach, bring your umbrella for some shade and lather on that sunscreen instead of that baby oil. So tip number 10, scammers are everywhere here in Florida. No matter where you go these days, it's hard to avoid scammers. You know, the ones that call you on the phone, send you emails or text messages trying to gather information or money from innocent victims. Florida ranks number 3 in the United States for fraud. The most common scams in Florida include debt collection, identity theft, and imposter scams. Scammers try different angles, from trying to be a romantic interest to trying to be government officials, an attempt to talk to would-be victims out of their money and their personal information. And the stakes get higher once you get older. The median fraud loss for victims in their 40s is $278, but that figure rises to $635 for victims 70 to 79 and $1,300 for victims 80 and older. It's horrible. The best expert advice is to hang up or hit delete if a stranger calls or emails out of the blue asking to verify information about your credit card, bank account, Social Security benefits, Medicare coverage, tax returns, or so on. It's a scam. Well, there you have it. 10 tips to help prepare you to retire to Florida. If you want to know more about retiring to Florida, check out some of my other videos. Better yet, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything.